So the WNBA expansion draft is happening soon, and every team has already submitted the players that they have to.
In the digital age, a franchise can be fractured by a single ghost in the machine. For the Indiana Fever, that ghost was a photograph, an image posted and deleted that has ignited a firestorm, revealing their entire expansion draft strategy. With 6.2 million fans having just watched Caitlin Clark's draft, this cataclysmic breach could not have landed at a more devastating moment. Watching from afar, the WNBA's newest dynasty in waiting, the Golden State Valkyries, are now preparing to feast on the chaos. The Fever's $122 million front office went into an immediate total lockdown after the post, according to team sources, blinked out of existence. Anxiety is now a fever pitch as the November 25th deadline hurtles closer. That leaked roster wasn't just a mistake. It was a bombshell, a vital player erased from the picture. Is this the most staggering front office blunder since the infamous Elena Delle Donne trade of 2017? A catastrophe in the making. Before we dissect this spiraling crisis, let me lay out the brutal reality of the WNBA expansion draft. This isn't a normal draft. It is a rare, seismic event with the power to forge the destiny of the Golden State franchise. In 2026, the Valkyries enter the league, and they come demanding a tribute of talent from every team. WNBA law is clear. Only 6 players can be shielded. Everyone else is exposed, vulnerable to being seized by the new power. And this is where the plot thickens. For 45 frantic minutes on November 24, on the very eve of the deadline, the Fever's social media team shared what seemed an innocent picture. Coach Stephanie White, beaming, surrounded by exactly 6 players. It was gone in under an hour, but the internet is forever. Screenshots had already been captured, rocketing through the WNBA community and inducing sheer panic. Let's talk about the stakes. The Fever's market value exploded by 47% the moment they drafted Caitlin Clark. Merchandise sales shattered records, with Clark's jersey becoming the best-selling rookie uniform in league history. Season ticket renewals have skyrocketed by an astronomical 30%, which is precisely why the leaked photo is a dagger. There was Clark, the centerpiece, alongside Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, Tammy Bentley, and Nalissa Smith. A perfect 6. Their salaries representing an 80-40.
So lads,
the most damning part, the player not in the picture, Grace Berger, a gifted guard on a bargain rookie deal, was nowhere to be found. The whispers among insiders are deafening, especially concerning Nalissa Smith, whose off-court drama from a contentious eye poke incident in practice to locker room tensions fueled by her social media makes her a risky bet. Protecting her over raw, controllable talent has raised alarms. As one anonymous league executive told me, this is the kind of decision that can set a franchise back years. And for Indiana, the timing is ruinous. They just clawed their way back to the playoffs for the first time since 2016, with attendance swelling by 67% in the Clark era. The pressure to sustain this electrifying momentum is immense, and now the Valkyries are circling. Let's be clear about these Valkyries. Fueled by Silicon Valley capital and constructing a futuristic arena in Oakland, they are not here to merely participate. They've injected an initial $50 million, making them one of the most formidable expansion teams in the history of women's sports. The draft rules they play by are nothing short of vicious. Teams can save only 6 souls. The Valkyries can claim one player from every roster, with the only caveat being a single unrestricted free agent in total. This forces teams into a strategic nightmare, balancing proven talent against untapped potential. For the Fever, the stakes are existential. After years in the wilderness, they struck gold with Boston and Clark. Now, they risk watching their essential supporting cast get picked apart. The leaked post was, in essence, a full confession of their strategy, giving the Valkyries a direct look into their playbook and allowing them to plot their attack. Let's break down the players from that fateful image. Protecting Caitlin Clark is a law of nature. She's a phenom, averaging 21.4 points, leading the league in assists, and rewriting the rookie record books. Her gravity warps the entire league. Fever TV ratings are up 156%. Aaliyah Boston, her partner in crime and a former Rookie of the Year, is another foregone conclusion. Dominating with 16.8 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks, her on-court chemistry with Clark forms a devastating pick-and-roll combination. Kelsey Mitchell is the veteran heart, a reliable scoring machine. She's on an expiring deal, but inside sources confirm the team will use its core designation to lock her down in Indiana. Her lethal 42% three-point shooting and 18.2 points per game are critical to their offensive scheme. Then there's Lexi. Her name on the list might seem surprising, but her analytics paint the picture of a defensive monster. Her 92.4 defensive rating is the best among all WNBA guards, and she has evolved into a 38% three-point shooter. She smothers opponents, holding them to 34% shooting, the kind of grit and glue player that wins championships. The real controversy begins with Nalissa Smith. The talent is undeniable. 12.4 points and 7.3 rebounds with an 18.2 efficiency rating. But the baggage is heavy. A practice incident led to a suspension that cost them in the playoffs. Her social media presence has reportedly sown discord, prompting 3 veterans to request private meetings. We know that 3 teams, including the champion Las Vegas Aces, have already called about a trade. Tammy Bentley's protection is perhaps the most confounding piece of this puzzle. She brings veteran leadership, but her production has fallen off a cliff. In her last 15 games, she's managed just 5.2 points and 4.1 rebounds, a steep decline from her early season form. Defensively, she's become a liability, with opponents shooting 47% in the paint against her, up from 38% earlier in the year. Analysts wonder if this is all a smokescreen for a bigger move.
A 95% chance the Golden State Valkyries select Grace Berger. She is young. She's what, like 24 maybe? She is a 6-foot tall point guard. She can shoot the ball. She led the W in three-point percentage 2 seasons ago. And she's also can handle, she can pass, she can defend.
But leaving Grace Berger exposed is the decision that has the Fever faithful in an uproar. Berger has shown flashes of pure brilliance as Clark's understudy, hitting an incredible 40. In the rare moments she received over 20 minutes of playtime, she produced 9.2 points and 4.8 assists with a fantastic +5.2 rating. Scouts see her as a future starter, with one executive even comparing her to Courtney Vandersloot. Abandoning that potential could haunt Indiana for a decade. You can almost hear the celebration in the Golden State Valkyries' war room. Their analytics department, staffed by former Golden State Warriors masterminds, has been preparing for this moment for months. They've built a proprietary scouting model blending traditional stats with advanced metric, and they are armed with $5.7 million in cap space and a marketing machine ready to mint new stars. A source inside the Valkyries confirmed they've already zeroed in on 3 potential franchise cornerstones from the pool of exposed players. Then there's the money. The WNBA's new TV deal is on the horizon, expected to double the salary cap to $2.8 million. Unprotected players will see their value explode. Young, affordable assets on rookie deals like Berger's become pure gold for cap-strapped teams. The Fever's decision could cost them millions in future assets. That one deleted post might have been a complete surrender. As for the league's ascendant power, the fan backlash has been swift and brutal. Save Grace Berger became a rallying cry with over 50,000 tweets. Instagram is on fire. The team's phone lines are being overwhelmed by 3-1-12 season ticket holders demanding answers. A chain-org petition to protect Grace Berger hit 15,000 signatures in 6 hours. Caitlin Clark's own father posted a cryptic tweet about trust in Indy, which racked up 100,000 likes before it was deleted. Remember the 2009 dispersal draft that gutted the champion Detroit Shock, sending them into a tailspin that ended in relocation? The Fever are walking that same perilous line. One wrong move could erase years of patient rebuilding. The next 48 hours will define this franchise's future. Sources close to the team hint there's more to this story. Rumors are swirling of a complex 3-team trade, with unsigned European prospects potentially in play. International players could upend the entire board. That deleted post might not have been a mistake, but the Omen gambit in a radical roster transformation. The WNBA world is holding its breath. Will Indiana stand by the leaked list? Or was it an elaborate piece of misdirection designed to shock everyone? What becomes of the players left unprotected? And how do they cope with this public judgment? The answers will not only determine the Fever's fate, but will also shift the league's balance of power for years. One thing is certain. The expansion draft just became must-see television. Every team is watching Indiana's next move. The Valkyries are likely working around the clock, game planning for every contingency. Agents are frantically trying to get clarity. The fallout from this digital detonation will spread far and wide. History only amplifies the tension. During the 2008 Atlanta Dream expansion, teams with leaked info received an average of 2.3 trade offers for their exposed players before the deadline. Today, the stakes are exponentially higher. The Fever's valuation has jumped 32% since drafting Clark, making every personnel decision a multi-million-dollar gamble. The betting markets are already reacting. Vegas odds for a 2025 Fever title have plummeted from .100 to over .120 since the post. Experts say the market abhors instability. And as veteran odds maker Jimmy Peterson stated, this leak created a tidal wave of it. And we cannot ignore the human element. Sports psychologist Sarah Martinez says being publicly tagged as expendable can be corrosive to team chemistry and performance. It's the modern-day equivalent of being traded via social media. A brutal blow to absorb. Practices since the leak have reportedly been fraught with tension. An insider described a noticeable lack of interaction, with some players appearing disconnected. The staff has scheduled emergency one-on-one meetings to manage the emotional fallout. The global stage adds yet another layer of intrigue. 3 European clubs have already reached out to the agents of unprotected Fever players, sensing a chance to poach elite talent. Turkish giant Fenerbahce has reportedly tabled massive offers for anyone left available. This story has transcended sports media. Mainstream outlets are framing it as a cautionary tale of social media management in the high-stakes world of pro sports, sparking conversations about digital security across all professional leagues. Corporate sponsors are nervous. The Fever's primary jersey sponsor has demanded an emergency meeting, as their 9-figure deal contains clauses tied directly to team stability. Local businesses around Gainbridge Fieldhouse are on edge. A restaurant owner reported a 40% revenue spike on game days. "We built our business around the Fever," she said. "If the team falters, the whole community feels it. This timing is also a nightmare for retailers." Holiday sales projections were based on a stable roster, with Clark's jersey alone forecast to bring in $3.2 million in December. That uncertainty is now forcing them to rethink their entire inventory strategy. A WNBA executive, Jim Thompson, explained why this leak is so uniquely toxic. Teams rely on back-channel communications for draft strategy. This public exposure has stripped Indiana of all negotiating leverage. Social media is a wildfire. On TikTok, Fever-related content has amassed over 50 million views in a single day. Fan theories range from the plausible to the conspiratorial, with some convinced the leak was a deliberate publicity stunt. The team's PR department is in crisis mode, hastily organizing focus groups with season ticket holders. Initial reports suggest the fan base is split right down the middle. The ripple effects are even being felt at the youth level. Local coaches are fielding questions from young players about team loyalty and job security. These kids worship these athletes. An AAU coach said, "They're getting a harsh lesson in the business of the game." Other WNBA cities are watching intently. How this resolves could impact franchise valuations league-wide. Business analysts believe a masterful handling of this draft could write a new playbook for expansion. The players' union is also engaged. While they haven't issued a statement, sources say they are monitoring the situation for potential CBA violations, which could lead to new rules about how roster protections are announced. Tech experts are analyzing the social media breakdown. This highlights the need for multi-layered approval protocols, says digital security consultant Rachel Chen. No single person should hold that kind of power. For now, the organization is a pressure cooker. Employees report increased security, including phone checks. A strict no-phone policy is now in effect at the practice facility to prevent further leaks. As this saga unfolds, one truth becomes undeniable. The modern WNBA is a complex battleground where media, money, fan emotion, and player welfare collide. The Fever are now the ultimate case study in crisis management. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to follow this story as it develops. We'll be back with an exclusive breakdown of the final protection list and the immediate fallout. Drop your predictions in the comments. What will Indiana do? Until then, keep your eyes on the Fever, because tomorrow's biggest sports headlines are being forged in the fires of today.